The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has identified incomplete budgetary releases as a major reason for its inability to meet its needs and obligations. This explanation was offered by the Commission when it appeared before the House Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes to give an appraisal of its 2018 budget performance. A sister agency, the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, also appeared before the committee. Our correspondent, Larry Lassisi, has that report.
Members of the House of Representatives Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes ready to receive agencies at the 2019 Budget Defense Session. The management of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, is one of those to appear before the committee. Welcoming them to what is the last defense session of the 8th National Assembly, the chairman of the committee gives an overview of the committee's work, such as the proceeds of crime bill and the passage of the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit Act.
Perhaps other crucial bills in the fight against corruption that may be passed by the 8th National Assembly before it winds up are the Whistleblowers Protection Bill, which again are sponsored in the House of Representatives, as well as the Witness Protection Bill, respectively.
54.2%.
The acting chairman of the EFCC is then invited to take the lawmakers through the agency's 2018 budget performance. He outlines some of their achievements.
In the course of the year 2018 financial year, the Commission obtained 313 convictions across its offices as shown below. It is instructive to note that the Commission has also obtained 192 convictions from January 2009 to date.
According to him, the Commission made recoveries totaling 239.16 billion naira. He reads out the recoveries for 2019.
In the first quarter of 2019 financial year, the Commission made recoveries which include cash recovery of 140.7 million naira, direct deposit of 2.021 billion naira, tax recoveries of 7.20 billion naira, subsidy recovery 3.06 billion naira, and USD recovery of $292 million.
The agency has appealed to the committee to increase its 2019 budgetary allocation. The Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit also appeared before the committee. The agency outlined some of the commitments it has to meet following the lifting of Nigerian suspension from the Edmond Group.
They also asked that we work with the presidency, CAC, CCB and the rest to centralize the beneficial ownership database, which means they want to see assets of public officers displayed in public domain. With that, then they brought about the issues of targeted sanctions. They said violation infractions ranging from the banks, and they are doing a lot. I'm sorry to say I don't want to criticize any bank, but the whole industry is complicit to crime. So they want to see them punished.
He informed the committee that the 2019 budgetary proposal for the agency is insufficient, as the agency needs adequate funds to effectively carry out its role. The committee promised to consider their request. Lanre Lassese, Channels Television News.
Still at the National Assembly, the contest for leadership positions in the Senate is heating up as more senators are signifying interest in different positions. A federal lawmaker, Senator Kabir Gaya, is announcing his interest in the position of Deputy Senate President. Our correspondent Linda Akibe reports.
It's a high-stake contest, a race for leadership positions in the Senate. Senators Ahmed Lawan and Aline Dume have publicly thrown their hats into the ring for the position of Senate President. The ruling APC appears to be backing Senator Ahmed Lawan, but Senator Ndume is not backing down and insists he's still in the running for Senate President.
I wrote to the party that I intend to contest for that position.
But it seems that there is support for a third candidate for Senate President. A group on Thursday is staging a solidarity march to the National Assembly, calling on Senator Danjuma Goje to run for Senate President.
We are here for solidarity for Danjuma Goje and endorsing for the 9th Senate President, National Assembly of Nigeria.
But Senator Goje from the ruling APC, representing Gombe State, has not publicly announced his intention to contest for the position of Senate President.
Like building of hospitals.
While focus has been on the position of Senate President, the federal lawmaker, Senator Kabiru Gaya, is also signifying his intention to contest this time for the position of Deputy Senate President.
I think in the northwest of Nigeria, I'm the most ranking senator. So therefore, I wish to, in the name of Allah, I wish to declare that I officially want to announce to you that I would like to run for the position of Deputy Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria by God's grace.
Although Senator Gaya explains that the APC has not publicly endorsed any senator for the position of Deputy Senate President, the federal lawmaker is advising legislators in the upcoming 9th Assembly to respect the positions of their various political parties on the choice of the leadership of the National Assembly.
I'm therefore using this medium to call for caution so that members of the National Assembly elect must respect the position of the various political parties, because in a partisan democracy, the party is always supreme.
The 9th National Assembly is set to take off in June this year, and in the next 2 months, there will be high-level politicking, lobbying and horse trading over the leadership positions in the Senate and House of Representatives. Linda Akibe, Channels Television News.
The Supreme Court has again shifted hearing in the 4 appeals filed by the All Progressives Congress, the APC in Rivers State, on the conduct of the party's primary election. This is the second time the Apex Court will be making the adjournment, with a new date now set for Monday, April the 8th and Thursday, April the 11th for hearing. The court adjourned hearing in the matter for various reasons, but mainly the absence of counsel to INEC, who was said to have missed his flight from Port Harcourt. Our correspondent, Amaka Okafo, gives us an update on the suit from the Supreme Court.
Even though the Apex Court had fixed today to hear all the appeals emanating from the APC Rivers primaries for the 2019 general elections, the appeals could not go on as slated for various logistical reasons. In the first appeal filed by Senator Magnus Abe, seeking for the Apex Court to recognize the primaries that led to his nomination and that of others as the candidates of the APC for the 2019 general elections, the absence of the INEC Council stalled that particular hearing. And then 2 other appeals brought by the All Progressive Congress and Mr. Tonya Cole, seeking to set aside the judgment of the High Court in Rivers State, which set aside the primaries that led to their nomination, was also stalled because parties had not regularized their documents nor exchanged all the necessary documents. The Apex Court, however, breached time for parties to effect those necessary changes and then ordered all parties to return on Thursday, the 11th of April, for hearing in those appeals. And then one other appeal also emanating from that primary was adjourned sine die, that is indefinitely pending a decision of the Apex Court. So as it stands, the appeal filed by Mr. Abe will be heard on Monday, the 8th of April 2019, while the other 2 appeals filed by the All Progressive Congress and Mr. Tonya Cole will be heard on the 11th of April 2019.
Our correspondent, Amaka Okafo. Staying with legal matters, the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, in Zamfara State, Sani Abdullahi Shinkafi, has asked the state's governorship election petitions tribunal sitting in Abuja to nullify the governorship election conducted in the state on March the 9th. Mr. Shinkafi is also asking the tribunal to order a fresh election without the participation of the All Progressives Congress, APC, and its candidate, Mukhtar Shehu Idris. He contended that Mr. Idris, cited in the suit as the first respondent, was at the time of the Zamfara state governorship election not qualified to contest the election, on the grounds that he was not a sponsored candidate of a political party. The petitioners also asked the tribunal to give an order directing INEC to conduct fresh governorship elections in Zamfara State within 90 days without the participation of the first and second respondents, the APC having failed to sponsor a governorship candidate within the time stipulated by the law. And still in the judiciary, the senator representing Delta North Senatorial District, Pt.1, has challenged the judgment that nullified his nomination as the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, in the just concluded general elections. Senator Waboshe asked the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja to set aside the Federal High Court judgment. In his ruling on April the 3rd, Justice Ahmed Mohammed had held that Mr. Waboshe, who is a serving senator, was not the winner of the October 2, 2018 PDP primary. Justice Mohammed subsequently ordered INEC to publish the name of Mr. Ned Nwoko as the PDP candidate, having established that he scored the majority of the lawful votes at the primary. The court had also ordered Senator Waboshe to stop parading himself as the candidate of the PDP for the senatorial zone. Dissatisfied with the judgment, Mr. Waboshe, in the notice of appeal, listed 5 grounds of appeal, but no date has been fixed yet for the hearing. And the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has dismissed the suit filed by Senate President Bukola Saraki and 2 other senators against the Inspector General of Police. The Senate President, alongside Senators Ben Mary Bruce and Dino Melaye, had accused the police of alleged harassment during a protest on October the 18th last year. The 3 senators, along with chieftains of the PDP, had staged a protest to the INEC headquarters in Abuja to demand free and fair conduct of the 2019 polls. However, their attempt to stage a protest at the police headquarters was scuttled along the way and dispersed by security operatives. The lawmakers also turned down an invitation by the police for a chat and instead filed a fundamental human rights enforcement suit before the Federal High Court. Delivering judgment, Justice Okon Abang held that the suit lacked merit as the applicants ought to have filed separate suits. He also ordered that the police invitation extended to the lawmakers on the 6th and 8th of October 2018 remains valid. And still in the courts, a Federal High Court, this time sitting in Lagos, has heard how loans running into billions of naira owed to the defunct Intercontinental Bank PLC by some companies were written off, while some enjoyed some waivers. This information came to light when a witness of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, Mr. Jimo Abdurrahim, was being cross-examined by Chief Wale Olanipekun, who is the counsel to the former managing director of Intercontinental Bank PLC, Dr. Erastus Akingbola. The witness said some of the companies which allegedly benefited from these privileges belonged to the former managing director of the Access Bank PLC, Aiboje Ike Imokwe, his successor Herbert Wigwe, and the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki. Dr. Akingbola is facing a 22-count amended charge bordering on misleading appearance of active trading in the shares of the bank, granting of reckless credit facilities, conversion and mismanagement of depositors' funds. He however pleaded not guilty to the charge. Justice Olatoregun has fixed tomorrow, Friday, April the 5th, for continuation of the trial.